Welcome back to TeaHouse Dives. Episode 6 ends with one of the coolest entrances I have seen in a Korean drama. Kim doesn't burst through the door. He doesn't fire the first shot. He simply appears above everyone, holding one of the most powerful men in South Korea like a puppet. But that moment isn't just there because it looks cool. It tells us something. After hiding for more than 20 years, Agent Kim has officially stopped running. Grab your favorite tea and let's deep dive into episode 6. The Return of the Ghost. This ending isn't just about a rescue, it's a public return. For 20 years, Kim survived by disappearing, but making himself small. He was the bank employee, the neighbor, the invisible man. He obeyed, he blended in. For the entire series, the agency, the chairman, and the North have been looking down on him, treating him like a broken tool or a fugitive. Episode 6 ends with everyone looking up at him: the director, the vice minister, his friends, Minchi. Everyone is forced to look up. By lifting the vice minister with a wire, Kim sends a message. He wasn't running from them. He was just waiting for the right moment to show them who was actually pulling the strings the whole time. The invisible man is no longer asking to be left alone. He is demanding it through force. This is the moment where his two worlds, the spy world and the father world, are forced to acknowledge the truth. Mr. Kim is not the man they thought he was. Manipulation versus protection. Notice how every major player spends this episode trying to manipulate someone. It felt like everyone is a puppet master. Chairman Chu manipulates politicians through bribery. Vice Minister manipulates the agency. The director is manipulating Kim by creating a hostage crisis. The difference? Throughout all of this chaos, Kim never tries to manipulate his daughter or his friends or for personal gain. Every action he takes, from the wire trap to the rescue, it's a defensive act. He is the only man in the room who isn't trying to control someone. He is trying to keep someone safe. That, more than any spy training or combat skill, is what separates him from the monsters he is fighting. The throne versus the home. Look at the chairman's office. His family portrait is a masterclass in narcissism. He is seated in the center, legs crossed, with his wife and daughter standing behind him like ornaments. He is the sun, and they are just planets orbiting his ego. His leadership style at the principal's office, at home, in his work, is about maintaining that central position at any cost. Now compare that to Mr. Kim. We have seen him on his knees, begging for mercy, not for himself, but for his daughter. We've seen him teaching her, protecting her, and putting his life in danger to keep her safe. Kim doesn't want to be the center, he wants to be the foundation. The chairman is building a throne to show the world how powerful he is. Mr. Kim is building a home to show his daughter that she is loved. One is a monument to pride, the other is a monument to sacrifice. I find this contrast beautiful. Minchi inherited instinct. Minchi is inheriting the mind of a spy. She notices danger, she lies, she reads expressions, she looks for escape routes, she remembers details. She learned how to be observant by watching her father for years. But while her father was forced to use violence to survive, Minchi's using those same skills to preserve her humanity. She's learned his methods, but she hasn't adopted his war. To me, this is the ultimate victory for Mr. Kim. He successfully built her a home where she didn't have to become a weapon. The tactical trinity. I love these three friends. But don't let the comedy fool you. They are perfectly calibrated machine. You have the architect, which is Kim, who plans, the shield, Hansu, who protects the asset, and the catalyst, Jin Chol, who creates the chaos needed to win. Separately, they are men with secrets. Together, they are an unstoppable operative unit. It's like watching a chess game where the pieces have finally started working together to protect the king, or in this case, the daughter. Kim spent 20 years carrying the burden of his secrets alone, trying to do everything by teaming up with these two. He's finally allowed himself to be part of something again. He's not just a ghost anymore, he's the leader of a team. The director's obsession. There is a terrifying shift in the director's behavior. Early on, Kim was just a case file, a traitor to be cleaned up. But as the episode progresses, the director stops acting like an official and starts acting like almost fanatic. When he says his heart is thumping, we see exactly who he is. He's a man who has been waiting his entire career for someone worthy of the chase. He isn't trying to secure the nation anymore. He's trying to win a trophy. He wants to prove that he can outsmart the best. But he's forgotten the one thing Kim already knows. The moment you start enjoying the hunt, you've already lost sight of the prey. He is underestimating the stakes. The Guardian Hansu and Jincho. Think about Hansu during the parking lot firefight. He's in the middle of a war zone. Bullets are flying. But his priority isn't the mission, it's Minchi. He covers her eyes, ears, and nose. He's literally acting as a filter between her and the brutality of the world. He isn't just saving her body, he's protecting her innocence. While the director and the chairman are busy dragging this little girl through their political mud, he is the only one who remembers that she's a child. It's a quiet, selfless act that tells us more about his heart than any fight scene ever could. And then we have Jin Chol. He feels like the comic relief, right? Acting almost like he is going on a field trip, but his humor is a weapon. He maintains an underground arsenal. He improvises entire tactical diversions on the fly, and he manages to protect civilians in the middle of a firefight without ever panicking. His humor isn't just a personality trait, it's a weapon. By acting like this, he lures his enemies into a false sense of security. He's the most dangerous kind of person, someone who knows exactly how lethal they are, but chooses to laugh instead. Ken says, "Dad is here." The most important line in the entire episode isn't a threat. It's when he calls out, "Dad is here." Let's think about it. He's surrounded by the agency, he's just manipulated the most powerful politicians in the room, and he's standing in the showdown as a lethal operative. He could have identified himself as anything, but he chooses the one title that invalidates everything the North, the South, and the agency ever tried to force upon him. He isn't Agent 73 anymore. He isn't the traitor. He is simply her father. He spent the episode dismantling the system to prove that the spy life was just a mask. The father was the man beneath it all along. Episode 6 doesn't end with Agent Kim winning. It ends with him choosing who he wants to be. 20 years ago, he survived because number 66 told him to live. Today, he's no longer living for survival. He's living because someone is waiting for him to come home. And for the first time, Agent Kim isn't fighting for a country. He's fighting for his daughter. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to keep exploring the themes of Agent Kim Reactivated, make sure to subscribe to TeaHouse Dives. I'll see you next time for episode 7.